Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Hillary. So today's video is not at all what I had intended to post. I intended to post part 2 of our nursery renovation, which if you can't tell, that's where I'm at, is in the baby's nursery. Part 1 I did upload, I will link it above for you. Part 2 was scheduled, set to go up today. And then yesterday, we ended up at the hospital, and I felt like a story time semi-explaining why I went to the hospital at 33 weeks and 4 days, why that should be. I figured I should talk about it. So that's what today's video is going to be. Part 2 and part 3 of the nursery renovation will be up soon, so make sure if you're not subscribed, you subscribe down below so you don't miss those, because I love the way the nursery turned out. Obviously, here's your little sneak peek. And once the baby comes and we know the gender, there'll be even more fun, exciting things. If we're even in this house. So many things to possibly update you on. Anyways, let's just jump into today's video about why I was at the hospital yesterday. Okay, so yesterday was Tuesday, January 26th, and I was 33 weeks and 4 days. I went to my just standard appointment and told my doctor. She was like, how have you been feeling? And I told her, I said, I've been having some of the same symptoms I had with my son. I've been on blood pressure medicine, obviously this whole pregnancy, which I guess if you didn't know and you haven't followed, I have a 2-year-old. When I was pregnant with him, I was never fully pre-eclamptic, but I definitely had hypertension that almost led to pre-eclampsia, and I was induced at 37 weeks. So this time, they've been very precautionary. I've been on blood pressure medicines since the beginning. I've been on aspirin as a blood thinner since 12 weeks. So I've been managing it. Everything's been fine. I've had no issues. Well, yesterday, despite the fact that last week I did up my dosage of blood pressure medicine to where I take it twice a day now, and so yesterday at my appointment, the cuff reading was really high. It was like 160/100. They retook it and it was still really high, so they let me rest. We had my appointment, and then she took it manually, and when she took it manually, it was still 150/90. So if you don't know, standard blood pressure is 120/80, which is like normal. That's what your blood pressure should be. In pregnancy, sometimes it fluctuates, and I've been averaging around like the 130/84, 83, 84. So it's been a little bit high, but nothing crazy. My blood pressure has been managed. Everything's been fine. But yesterday it wasn't, it was high. And even though they took it manually, oh, and I guess the other thing I wanted to say is that typically in pregnancy, if your blood pressure is over 140/90 more than one time, it is a sign of preeclampsia, which mine has been, but it's always been like not consistent. It hasn't been 2 appointments back to back. It's been 1 appointment, it was really high, then it was normal, then maybe it was high again, then maybe it was normal, and then maybe high. You get the point. Anyways, so it hasn't been that much of a cause of concern till yesterday. So when I told her that I'd been having some of the same symptoms that I had with Sebastian, such as I've been really swollen. I don't think I have any videos where I might have a picture I can insert, and I'm not like that swollen today, but with Sebastian, my hands got super swollen, my feet were super swollen, but that was really it. With this baby, the times I've been like the absolute worst have literally felt like I could not walk. My legs, my calves, my shoulders, like every part of my body has been so swollen that it just aches to move. I feel like my skin is going to burst, which is an awful feeling, but that's kind of been like how the swelling has been. So it hasn't been like consistently every day, but it's definitely been way worse. And it's not like I'm not drinking water, like I know all the right things to do. I've been trying really hard to manage that, and I'm still getting really bad swelling. So I mentioned that, and then I told her that the right side of my body, that I've been having pain in my shoulder and in like my rib cage area, which is another sign of preeclampsia. I haven't this time had as many headaches. With Sebastian, I did have a lot of headaches, which is another symptom. And then I've had a lot of Braxton Hicks, but that could be anything, just being pregnant. Oh yeah, I've been extremely breathless, which I said this my whole pregnancy, and it could just be the baby being in my lungs. There's no way to know. It could just be that, or it could be part of if I'm developing preeclampsia, all of that. So the breathlessness has been a real pain and really bad recently, which is why if you hear me sounding like I'm running a marathon telling the story, that's why. But the other thing that was like a little bit concerning was that I've had 2 episodes where I have completely like basically like passed out, and I like don't remember falling asleep. I don't remember like anything, and they've been really weird. One happened on Christmas Day. It was that night after we had our Christmas event with our family. We were getting ready to leave to go do our Christmas night, like traditions that we do just as our, you know, internal family unit. And I like was sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden I was not awake. I was asleep, and Zach thought maybe I just like fell asleep. I was just tired. And then I woke up and I was very disoriented. I could not like, I don't remember anything. I don't remember falling asleep. I feel like I almost passed out, but obviously I was like sitting on the couch, so I didn't like fall over. So I could have just fallen asleep. But it was just a weird, like I woke up really disoriented, really confused, didn't know where I was at. And it was just a really weird episode, but I kind of thought it was just like I was maybe just exhausted, so I didn't think anything about it. Well, then it happened again like last week. We were getting ready to do like bath time or whatever, and I had fallen asleep on the couch, and I like woke up and was so confused, didn't know where I was at, didn't even know that it was bath time. I like woke up and Zach and Sebastian were like already in the bath. Zach said he tried to wake me up, and I don't remember any of that. So I mentioned those few things to the doctor, and she basically said, "Can you go to the hospital?" And I looked at her and I said, "Today?" And she was like, "Yeah, I want to do some monitoring." And I was like, "Well, for how long?" And she said, "It could be a couple hours, could be, you know, till you deliver. We may have to admit you if anything's super crazy." And I felt my heart fall to my gut, because the thought of being in the hospital for potentially 3, 4, 5 more weeks until the baby was full term meant that I wouldn't be with Sebastian for that amount of time. I'd be stuck in the hospital, and with COVID, like he wouldn't be able to come visit me. So that was traumatizing. I had a very severe anxiety attack the second I got in the car. The best part was that I had woke up yesterday really tired, and I just didn't feel that great. And so Zach was gonna just stay home with Sebastian, but I was like, "Can you just drive me to my appointment? Like, he can just sit in the car. The appointment won't take long. Will you please just drive me?" So Zach had driven me, thankfully, because then we ended up going to the hospital. So we had this emergency plan that we had joked about with all of our parents, that like, hey, you know, if something happens, my dad's the closest, I'm gonna call him to get Sebastian, but then everybody else needs to be on standby, so that if somebody has to like meet and switch, you know, where Sebastian's at, that everybody can kind of, you know, be flexible. And we joked about it, and then yesterday we practiced it and had to actually figure out how it would go if this was a real plan. So we ended up going to the hospital. My dad met us there. They took Sebastian. They ended up just going to dinner. Sebastian had a good time. And we went into the doctor, and they did all the admittance. They did all the paperwork, hospital bracelet, all that. Which kind of works out, because now if I do have to go back to the hospital for any reason, or if I have to deliver there and don't get to deliver at the birth center, it's not that big of a deal, because they already have all my stuff on file. So that was kind of a benefit, I guess, if I'm trying to find the positive in the fact that I was not planning to spend my Tuesday night stuck in a hospital. But yeah, we were there, we checked in. They started my blood pressure monitoring, and the first time they took it, it wasn't that bad, but it was in like the 150 range for the top number. And she was like, "Oh, you know, like it's not that bad, we'll watch it." By the time we left, I was back down to like 130/71, I think is what's on my discharge paperwork. So I was perfectly back to normal. I was below the 140/90. That was like what they cared about. And so everything was fine. So basically they monitored my blood pressure for like every like 15 minutes, I think, was when the cuff went off, for like the hour, 2 hours we were there. They did some blood work and that kind of stuff. It all came back perfectly fine, no issues, nothing crazy. And then they sent me home, which I've done this now multiple times because I did it with Sebastian, did it at the beginning of my pregnancy this time, which I think I even have a video where I talked about it. I don't remember. But they sent me home with the 24-hour urine, so I have to do that on starting tomorrow, and then I'll take that back. I have a appointment back at the hospital tomorrow, so I'll take it with me then, and then they will check all of that. And basically now we're just waiting. If for some reason at my appointment on Friday, anything where they were to do an ultrasound and something was weird, I guess they would discover that then. I don't know. Otherwise, it's just waiting for the lab to run all of the tests that they need to run on my urine. And once they do that, they will probably know more if I'm developing pre-eclampsia or not, because they did, like I said, do it at the beginning of my pregnancy. So they have my base numbers, which were already slightly elevated. So if my numbers are even more elevated, then that's like a cause for concern. So it's more of just a waiting game. But yeah, so basically I'm sitting in the baby's room finishing up my list for the hospital bag. I've got like all of this like random stuff in here to try and get the hospital bag packed very soon, because it was very stressful yesterday knowing that not everything was done. I did not have anything together. So I need to finish packing my hospital bag, so stay tuned for that video. I've said so many times because my brain is just, this week y'all has been crazy. So I had an appointment yesterday, turned into way more than it was supposed to be. And then Zach has a job interview tomorrow. And then Friday we have my other doctor's appointment. Saturday is my grandfather's funeral, and Sunday is our maternity photos. So this week basically has just been like already more than I like mentally can understand. And Sebastian woke up this morning with like a cold, and he's been miserable all day and very clingy and whiny. So it's been a day, and it's literally 11:45 in the morning. So I guess that's pretty much all I had to say. There's not really that many details to update yet, other than just like waiting to see. Everything came back normal so far, so it's just waiting to see what happens with my urinalysis, and if that comes back, then we go from there. But stay tuned, because I'm sure there will be more videos, and I do currently upload on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. If I film a bunch of videos, because there's lots of updates, then I will upload those as I can. I obviously want to keep them updated for myself, so I'll try and not get super behind on those, so that they're like in chronological order if I ever want to look back at these, which I'm sure I will. Although I told Zach, if this is a girl, like we are 100% never going through this again. Pregnancy has been so easy this time until the end, which I'm like, come on, this was supposed to be our easy one. So hopefully this baby in my belly is a girl, and then I don't ever have to worry about being pregnant or pre-eclampsia or any of these other things ever again. So anyways, I feel good today. Took my blood pressure medicine this morning. Everything's been fine. I'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and definitely subscribe, because like I said, there will be probably a lot more content coming. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hi guys, so just to fill in some gaps, I filmed this on Tuesday, and I had a video set to go up on Wednesday. It was going to be the nursery tour part 2, but then I went to the hospital on Tuesday and was like, I'd rather go ahead and film that update video and get that up. So I was like, I'll film it Wednesday, edit it, post it, same day, no issues. Well, then the editing software would not work, has not worked all week. I've been struggling so hard to get this stupid video edited. The whole thing was only like 8 minutes long, and it's taking forever. Anyways, so since I filmed this on Tuesday, I have since done the 24-hour urine. I did that starting yesterday. Today's Friday. So I did that yesterday all through the day, dropped that off at the hospital at the lab this morning, and then went and saw the high-risk doctors that I see at the hospital, because I had that appointment this morning. I'm officially 34 weeks today. And while I was at that appointment, they did go ahead and measure everything. Baby and I both look good. My blood pressure was normal this morning, so no issues. The lab said that probably by Monday they will have the results of my urine. So if for some reason there's anything claiming like that I have preeclampsia, then all of these potentials could change. But for now, as long as I maintain everything and it's just my blood pressure and I don't have any other symptoms, then it's just going to be kind of hypertension, which is what it was with Sebastian. And if that's the case, then she did say that they would probably go ahead and induce at 38 weeks, which is the end of February, beginning of March. So literally 4 weeks from today, we could be having a baby, which is crazy. And I have a lot more updates coming with things that are going on in our lives. So make sure your notifications are turned on and stay tuned, because we have a lot coming and a lot of things to probably share. So I'm going to try and get this clip added to this video, hopefully, and get it uploaded for you guys as quickly as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And like I said, turn on your notifications, because I will probably have lots of crazy videos coming soon. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.